Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Meister Tarot. Sorry, I look a little bit dark and grainy today. It is feral here on the east coast of Australia. Danny Shea from Bathroom Tarot has offered to send me his scuba gear, and I think I might be taking him up on that offer before too much longer. Okay, what I want to have a quick look at is, amongst, I think it was 7 subpoenas that were issued overnight by the Georgia grand jury. 2 of them went to Giuliani. Well, one went to Giuliani and one went to Eastman. Eastman had said that lawmakers had a duty to submit alternate electors. Giuliani kept pushing the fraud, even though fraud had not been proven. The jury cannot indict or prosecute, but can recommend to the Fullerton County DA, who is Fannie Willis, anyone they believe is up for prosecution. So this is more an investigative grand jury, very similar to the January 6th Commission. So I'm going to have a look at a few little aspects there today. I'm going to have a look at Liz Cheney in Wyoming, who's coming up for the primaries in August, see how she's going and see where she's going to go from there on in. I have read on Liz Cheney, but the energy's changed daily. She was the one who did the fabulous speech about you cannot support Trumpism, Trump at the same time as you actually support the Constitution. The two are not compatible, and it was quite interesting on Russian state TV. There was a message mentioned by the Russian, the host of the TV program, that Russia was at this stage considering whether to reinstall Trump as President of the United States. So that was interesting choice of words, reinstall. So what I'll do, I'll start with Giuliani and Eastman. I've got the wrong cards for that. Thank you, Meister. Yes, I had my mystical manga, which is my political cards, but I think I'm going to use my Golden Universal Tarot because I haven't really looked at Giuliani. Not an energy I really wanted to put myself into, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look. So Giuliani has been subpoenaed by the Georgia grand jury that's investigating the fraud and the phone calls and the criminal activity, etc. Now, I do apologise if I look a little bit tired this morning. Got a girlfriend that's recently come back from 6 weeks touring around Iceland in a camper, and then a couple of weeks in Europe, so she's struggling with jet lag, and wanted to chat till 1 o'clock this morning, so I do apologise for that. Had a fabulous time, absolutely fabulous. Don't know that, well, when I say a camper van, it was a converted 4-wheel drive, a Mitsubishi Pajero, so hats off to her. It's not my way of going about touring around Iceland, but she and her partner had a fabulous time. So I'm glad she shared the experience in the photograph so that I don't have to. I might do it in style in a year or two. Okay, I'm having a look at Giuliani and Eastman. Oh, well, here we have, I think this is the grand jury, the King of Cups, calm, diplomatic, investigative, mentoring, looking very closely. He is looking very closely at what is going to be on in this cup at partnerships with the King of Pentacles. So I think that's pretty much what they're doing. So let's have a look at Giuliani. Tell me about Rudy Giuliani. Oh dear. Don't feel pity for the man, but boy, you know, if he'd just taken his moment of glory. Okay. And moved on. Right, what we have jumped out here at me when I was thinking about Rudy Giuliani. Okay, first card up was the Star of Hope. Now, usually means rest, respite, hope, rebalancing spiritually in earth, but it can also mean on its darker side, which when I show you the other cards will make sense. It can also mean that you think you're the star of the moment, you cannot be touched, all is glory, King Muck for a day, as Linda G says, all that in a cup of tea. This is all about, got all my stars in order, and I am untouchable, can mean that. There could be two meanings to this, depending, because these three cards fell out and I'm not sure what order they fell out in. This was me thinking about Giuliani. Then we have the Sword of Truth. The reaching the crossroads, blindfolded, has their back turned to the view of what's going on, unaware of what's actually happening behind them, but having to choose which sword to put down and which sword to continue with, the two swords of truth. And then this card that comes up every time when we're talking about Trump, Trumpism and his cronies, also with Putin, the devil energies. Sorry about my hand wobbling around there. The devil energies, the greed, the avarice, the toxicity, the corruption, you name it. But we've got Giuliani chained to this devil. Now, if we saw it the other way, we've got the devil. Giuliani's at a crossroads, but there is hope that he will actually do the right thing. I don't know that he will. We'll have a look at that. And there's the lawmakers and investigators, a female figure on the bottom with her cat that sees all. Don't underestimate the power of that cat. And I think this cat is the investigators themselves, very possibly Fannie Willis, confident feminine energy, looking into the corruption, the moral corruption, and then we have death as they reap what they sow. Those that Giuliani reaps what he sows. Now, I don't know if he's been very quiet lately. I'll have a quick look. I'll look at this first. Is Giuliani still going to protect Trump? Because Trump has basically discarded him, as he does to everybody who no longer serves a purpose for Trump. He uses people and discards them, and then wonders why he hasn't got any friends, including family. He uses them till they're no longer useful, and then he just tosses them aside. Apparently, he promised Giuliani the world and finances and backing, and then dropped him like a hot potato. So tell me, will Giuliani still protect Trump? Will Giuliani still protect Trump? Will Giuliani still protect Trump? Sorry, it's taking so long. I think he's telling me to stop shuffling. This is the big lie. This is the claims of fraud. This is stealing what does not belong to you. This is taking off with the truth, sneaking off with the truth, lies, deception, all that sort of fun stuff. I wasn't ready to actually, that's just flipped out at me. Sorry, I'll just give it a quick shuffle. Come on, Meister. Tell me, will Giuliani still back Trump? Right, that feels better. for those that are learning, you do get an actual feel, and my Meister's very keen on bringing up the correct cards. Okay, let's keep going with this. Ooh, okay. Right, I'll talk through this in a minute. Right, so we've got here Giuliani as this is his role in the whole big lie, untruth, conspiracy theories, you name it. This is just him putting the truth under his arm and taking off with it, stealing the truth, sharing a big lie. This is my card for the voters, for the American voters. Sorry, even though it's as gloomy as anything and raining and windy outside, still shining on the cards. I do love a big picture window. These are the voters. So this is about the actual election win. Yeah, this is about the election win. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is about karma, coming back, karma, destiny, biting you on the bum, all the rest of it. But it's about some prosperity rising, some prosperity falling. So his wheel has actually turned. He thought he was on the rise, but he isn't. I don't think he's decided yet. I think he's going to see what pressures come to bear. This is about taking the truth, moving forward with the truth on board. But I don't know that this is actually, that these aren't totally conclusive that it's Giuliani that's going to do it. It might be happening behind him, that it is only the truth that is going to move the US, Georgia, wherever, into these calmer waters. They're going to have to stack the ship with it, or the boat with it, and propel it forward. We have this new beginning with this dove of peace. It's very possible he's going to be made quite a substantial offer to reveal his role as the mercenary, what went on behind the scenes, and the messages that he has to bring. So this is bringing a message forward. I'm always drawn to this looking like a prison due to that gate in the background. I think someone made the comment a while back that it's reminiscent of prisoners punching out license plates, very possibly. But this is about, he's going to be offered a new beginning, a new hope, if he reveals his role as the mercenary. It's not conclusive. It's really, really, and here's the masculine lawmakers here, and an inevitability about it as they follow the money and the agreements. However, there's going to be loss. Okay, Giuliani's going to be made an offer, but he's not going to be happy with the offer. But it will come to a downfall. A breaking down, thank you, Meister, breaking down of the old system so that it can be rebuilt anew. So I think what's going to come out of this, is that it's going to lead to a strengthening of the electoral system, the election system. Possibly, it's going to take years, but Georgia will be the ground zero of it the ground zero. Okay, I'm just going to do a full Celtic cross. Tell me about Giuliani. Oh dear, sorry about that. The things you do for friends. Tell me about Giuliani. It's full Celtic. Tell me about Giuliani. Tell me about Giuliani. Past, present, future. Where's he at now? What energies does he have now? Where is he going given those current energies? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, reaping what he sows. Well, we know this, and disappointment with the harvest. So, sorry, the light's still fairly bright on that. I'll just pause you and move back a little bit to see whether I can get out of that. As I said, it's as gloomy as, but yes, I don't know that that's any better, but we'll keep going. Okay, so this is about reaping what he sows, which he knows is what's happening to him at this stage, crossed by wounded in battle, killed in battle. The truth has forced him into retreat, basically. Now this is also a lot of money as well. He's disappointed in the financial outcome, so he's reaping what he has sowed, which is as it should be, but he's also very disappointed in the financial outcome. I think he was promised a hell of a lot more, and he's ended up, I believe, practically bankrupt from what I've heard along the grapevine. But he has then been, the truth has wounded him and caused him to retreat and basically have a cup of tea and a lie down. Base of the reading, going back to the past. Naivety. Okay, thank you, Meister. He was, for an astute chappie, on many occasions, he was naive. This is the past. Wow. So the truth has brought about his complete and utter downfall. And we know that. I don't know that Rudy knows that yet, but we know that. The truth, from all angles, has brought his downfall. Crowning the reading. These are exactly, Meister has got these spot on. He's walking away from what no longer serves him. He's having to walk away with, I'm just looking at this card. I don't even know that this person has their dignity still intact, but emotionally he's having to walk away. So we've got the money, the truth, and the emotions. The emotions are naivety and having to walk away. Near future, Four of Pentacles, playing his cards close to his chest, but also hanging on really tightly to his money. I don't think he has much money at all. I don't think he has enough to defend himself, to be honest. And there's no way of him raising it. Externally, okay, Four of Wands. Often this will be a wedding celebration or something like that in this particular deck. It is just working hard with the harvest, with the information that's come to light, with the messaging, within a set guideline. So that's externally. This is the investigation. Internally, well, this chappie was bound to turn up. Internally, that's what's going on. And Rudy, hopes and fears, isolation, investigation, isolated and under investigation. He is not mentally doing very well at the moment. Okay, the outcome, an offer being made. He is incredibly anxious. He's not sleeping at night. He's got mental health problems, but we have the truth. The truth is coming out. It's going to be burdensome for him. And I think again, so this one's popped up again. He is going to, there is going to be a message brought forward now, whether it's by Rudy or whether it's somebody dobbing him in. And here we have potentially the grand jury. So this is them working hard with all the information. But this is the truth coming forward. And a decree being made. I think he's going to get indicted. In regards to the money that behind the election, there is actually going to be a bombshell in regards to that and an inevitable ending for him, called to judgment. Here's the other lawmaker, the King of Swords. This is the dark money, the corruption money behind the scenes. It all comes back to money and the choices he made in regards to, and there is Russia again. Out of all the decks and all the cards in the deck, the amount of times I get the devil in Russia for these dudes. So Rudy is in big doo-doo in regards to that, and I do see him actually being indicted, and I do see potentially, I'm still not getting a clear on whether he's going to flip on Trump or not, but he is in really big doo-doo. Whether he'll go to prison or not, I don't know. Okay, not clear at this stage. They have a long way to go. Right, what I want to have a look at now is Liz Cheney. Who am I going to use for Liz Cheney? Current vice chair of the January 6th committee, one of two Republicans on the panel, who, although I don't necessarily agree with her policy, she's sort of pro-gun, anti-abortion, all that sort of fun stuff. She is garnering a lot of respect from non-Trumpsters because of her no-nonsense, because she is determined to abide by the Constitution itself. I mean, the Constitution is just a piece of paper that can be amended. I don't know if Americans actually get that particularly well. They do have a lot of amendments, but it is really, it's a living, breathing organism. It's not a set in stone. It's guidelines for the here and now, not guidelines for the future. But anyhow, let's have a look at Liz Cheney, and I might tomorrow just have a really, really good look at the SCOTUS. But today we'll have a look at Liz Cheney. So what has she got? She got, if you didn't see it, you don't have to look at it. But she had her primaries debate. I think they call it a town hall or something in the US, where she went up against the all the other Republican nominees for Wyoming. And I think there were 4 of them perhaps. Liz Cheney was very articulate, very astute, answered the questions, had some, well, I won't say great ideas, but she was at least putting forward ideas, whereas the other 3 were umming and ahhing, but the election was stolen, you know, and it was all a lot of reiteration of bumper sticker conspiracy theories, and it was just, she was so professional and consummate in amongst these others that for anyone who is Republican with a bit of intellect, it's a no-brainer as who to vote for. However, we are talking Wyoming here, so we'll have a look. I believe Wyoming was a blue state at one stage. Mind you, they have flipped around about 50 years ago. Okay, the policies of the parties sort of almost swapped, and therefore the states almost basically swapped. So tell me, how will Liz Cheney go in the August primaries? Too many cards. They're a bit sticky today with the amount of rain we've had. We're safe. We are only a couple of blocks back from the beach, but we're on sand. We're on a slight rise. You know, it's not particularly pleasant, but areas slightly inland from us, I've got friends who are flooded in, who've had to be digging trenches to try and divert water, who have away from properties. Friend in a town up further up the valley, the pub's gone under. Not their pub, but the pub. So it's All a bit of a mess up there at the moment. Okay, but back to the topic of the day. So yes, so the cards are a bit sticky today. Am I using the right cards, Meister? Am I using the right cards? Yeah, he's telling me, yeah, they're shuffling better now. Okay. Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney in the August primaries. How will she go? Oh, interesting. Oh dear, excuse me. Okay. Justice, the Hanging Man, and the Ace of Swords. And I think they've actually come out in the opposite way. So she is part of this that is bringing forward a new beginning by exposing the truth, but she's also has the wisdom. Two major arcana and a court card. The Hanging Man. Things are being seen from a different point of view, and justice. And what I'm thinking is that these three cards are actually making up Liz Cheney herself. She has had her eyes opened, and she is aghast at what she has seen. So she is bringing forward this dove of peace, where she's willing to work for the betterment of the United States, but she's also determined to bring forward the truth. She's seeing her party, the Republican Party, from a different point of view, and she wants to rebalance it, bring it back to a party of actions and consequences, because at the moment it's no consequences for the actions that are taken, actions and consequences, but also bring it back to be a fair party for all. So that's Liz Cheney, but how will she go in the primaries? Tell me, Master, how will Liz Cheney go in the Republican primaries of Wyoming? That was it. Right, okay, thank you, Master. Let's have a look. Yeah, oh, strength, okay. So she's going to actually do quite well, I think. King of Pentacles. Okay. And the Nine of Pentacles. Well, I can't say I'm terribly happy to see these two cards. These are very much, so she has this inner strength, this inner compassion, this determination, controlling the beast. She's trying to control the beast. She actually is quite an inspirational figure. Don't agree with her policies, but she's doing it for all the right reasons. However, we have the King of Pentacles, which is Trump, and then we have the Emperor, which is Trumpism. The patriarchal my way or the highway energies, which is going to confine her. Yes, this is an independent woman of means, but she is confined within a gilded cage. Three of Cups, circles of support and burden. Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving help. But then we have this Devil card. So, okay, right. So what's going to happen is that, so she's trapped in this. She is this strength. She is this independent figure, but she is trapped in this gilded cage, this cage of luxury. She has her circles of support, but she will be burdened by the giving and receiving help of this constant energy. And there will be a surprise in the outcome. We will be surprised by the outcome. Okay, so she may not. She may not get through on the primaries. I have actually read on this before. I have read that she won't get through on the primaries. However, energy's changed. It's just why I wanted to have another look, but it's still, that patriarchal, financed king, money, giving and receiving help by the devil is going to be really difficult for her to overcome. So I did actually have, in my previous reading, don't have to go back and have a look, I'll just summarise it quickly, was that she actually wouldn't get through the primaries. She would run as an independent, but it does then free her up to do work behind the scenes. So I'm not feeling optimistic about Liz Cheney, which will be a huge disappointment, but it will make her a stronger candidate if she's not tied to the corruption of the party itself. Okay, I'm going to just do, to finish up, a full Celtic cross for Liz to see the energies now, past and future. Please tell me about full Celtic cross, Liz Cheney. Full Celtic cross, Liz Cheney. Whew. Her fortune is changing. I'll use that as the signifier. Meister threw it out at me, so come on, Meister. Just Liz Cheney, full Celtic cross, full Celtic Liz Cheney. Okay. Thank you. So very much her fortunes are changing. Again, we have this line of strength at the top. So I think what is happening is that this mechanism really reminds me of the one in this particular deck from the moon. So the exposure of the seedy underbelly and the corruption is bringing about a change to her fortune. Some doors are closing to her and some are opening. We have the moon here. Just trying to think, is that the moon or the earth? Circling the sun, but it is all about destiny and karma, and doors closing, doors opening, opportunities coming forward, the falling and rising of fortunes, crossed by the Queen of Swords. Here she is, bringing forward the truth with a very powerful wisdom, sense of honour, sense of truth, bringing the doves of peace with her. Base of the pack, the lovers. Sorry, base of the reading is the lovers. Okay, these are past agreements that she's been in, that she is breaking free of. I'm always drawn to the fact that the dominant patriarchal Roman soldier, Roman officer or whatever in the background is fading as this woman in the figure is coming into her own energies between these two pillars of wisdom. So I think what's happening is in some way she is discarding these past arrangements and contracts that she's been in. She's gained a wisdom. She's immersed herself in the cleansing waters, and that she is coming into her own is okay. Yes, thank you, Master. Coming into her own is what he just said through me. Okay, the Hanging Man. Things were paused, and she is forced to have looked at it from a different point of view. And this is her view of the Republican Party and what the party has become. And here we have justice again, these scales of justice. This is the energies she wants to bring, actions, consequences, a rebalancing, a bringing of justice, a strengthening of the legal system. The near future, Queen of Pentacles. This is a very practical, feminine energy. Gee, she's got a lot of women popping up for her. Very practical, feminine energy who is all about security and securing health and wealth for all. Externally, another queen. Holy crumbs. So that's the three queens so far. Queen of Wands, confident, compassionate woman, bringing forth a very powerful message that we need to hear. This is externally. Internally, Page of Swords, which does not surprise me. This is the page who is bringing forward the sword of truth. With determination, look at the determination on that face. He's bringing forward this sword of truth. Can mean a whistleblower, can mean a breaking of the ranks. And this is her internally. She is determined. She is determined to bring forward this truth. Hopes and fears, Ace of Wands. Wow! A new, powerful beginning of passion, of flame, of messaging, of a career for her. So she's actually having with this Wheel of Fortune, she's having a real rethink about where she sits in it all. Knight of Pentacles, slow, steady, dependable progress in the face of, oh, okay, this is how she is viewed. This is the Republican Party. This is not her. This is the Republican Party itself. It's tearing itself apart with the lies and deception and betrayal and self-sabotage, etc., etc. Reaping what she sows. And then we have, and I love this, look at that. She's going to reap what she sows. She's bringing in the harvest. And then we have this, again, another ace. So 3 Pentacles. Now, Pentacles aren't necessarily money. They are about health and wealth and strength and practicality and protection and security, etc. We have actually all these Pentacles. And this is her in her strength coming forward. But I think what's going to happen first is we're going to have this tearing apart. It's going to happen fairly quickly. When it happens, there is going to be a defeat before there is a collective awakening. And then she uses the truth to bring her forward, harsh truth being brought forward. And then we have the last queen, the Queen of Cups. Diplomacy, calm energies, calm emotions. Again, another queen of incredible feminine strength. So that would actually make sense, that she is very potentially not going to win her primary. She's going to be forced to really have a good look and reconsider the party. Haven't got the Tower for her, but it is very much about a changing of fortune, a changing the way she sees things, bringing forward her feminine energy with all the feminine queen messages. There will be heartbreak, loss, disappointment, betrayal, really quite devastating before everything comes to an end, a closure, but also a unity. And this unity is, because I read the other day on the Republican Party, and I think that the 7 of Wands I had there, the one on the battlefield, I think the Republican Party is really going to tear itself apart. And she is going to be there to bring this feminine energy into it, to rebuild, and it may not even be called the Republican Party. Okay, that was interesting energies for Liz Cheney. We'll watch that, see whether she gets through the primaries or not. I'm thinking at this stage or not. This is second or third time I've read on her that she won't. It is still possible, but the Trumpism, the assistance from that devil energy is working against her. Okay, thank you for joining me. Sorry it turned out so long again. And I shall catch you tomorrow. Love to you all. Take care, stay strong, and look forward to what is going to be a positive future. Bye-bye.